Hi, Heidi Hattendorf here at Automation Anywhere. Thrilled to be here with Mahesh Sehnoi from Cognizant, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about telecom applications for intelligent automation. So Mahesh, first of all, thanks so much for joining.
Hey, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, it's so great working with you and your team. So if you think about the work that you've done in intelligent automation, what are some of the trends that you're seeing across the telecom industry?
Yeah, so if you look at the automation practice itself, it has really taken off in the BFSI space, where it has been in existence since the last couple of years, right? But if you look at the telecom and media sector, they are just warming up right now,
Sure.
right? So even though they have had some initial acquisition of the tools, they never knew how to really utilize them, which is where partners like us come in, really trying to help them to find the right use cases that we can go and implement. Today I talked about order to activation as one of the solutions that we can definitely talk to a lot of the telecom operators out there and then see how they can benefit from that.
Right.
So we are seeing that. Of course, in the shared services space, where you really do not want to kind of do so much of investment in the OpEx space, you could use automation very effectively in the procure to pay, order to cash, record to report. In the HR space, where telecom, you have a large workforce where you might need to onboard them, offboard them. So we see a lot of those applications. And another thing that I see right now is the utilization of RPA in the service desk space. It could be in terms of the ticket resolution, or it could be in terms of the customer service, where you use RPA to kind of provide a better customer experience.
Yeah, that's a really important point, because some of the other use cases like the procure to pay and some of the corporate functions might be more or less similar across companies. But what do you see as some of the differences on what telecom, how telecom can benefit? You mentioned the service tickets. I know you've got some other use cases. What would you say are some of the top telecom specific cases?
So one of the top things that I see that adoption of RPA can be there in the order to activation, right, which is the basis of generating revenue for any telcos. So you have to really look at how you are able to optimize that particular process. One, in terms of how fast you are able to activate a service or a device for the customer, to bring the operating cost low so that you are able to pass that back to the customer, because telecoms operate at a very thin margin, and they really want to see how they are able to get their operations very smooth.
Yeah.
So I see that as a great service offering that RPA can utilize.
Yeah, no, great example.
Yeah.
And how would you say, from the approach that Cognizant takes, how would you say that you're different from others, or what you bring in terms of that value for telecom?
Yeah, so there are a few things. Number one, our new CEO comes with the telecom background. So
That's great. So we like that.
He has a lot of attention towards the telecom world, and he has a lot of connects out there in the industry. So how we look at it is, we look at it in two aspects, right? One is in terms of providing a consultative approach, really looking at what are those right use cases that we can go after, and how we are able to find those opportunities that are going to really benefit, rather than just doing automation for the sake of it, right? So the initial process assessment followed by a robust implementation. And the other thing is about how do you provide support for these bots that are out there in production, right? So we have a very well-oiled machine that sets up very effective bot maintenance and support model. We have solutions that involves bots monitoring the bots, so essentially bots are the ones who run the bots. So we have some of those nice concepts out there which helps us to provide these services seamless to the customers.
I think that's really important, especially for these large changes on the consultative approach.
Right. Organizations who have adopted this strategy, they have really seen great benefits, and you could see that as part of some of the testimonials that go out there, where there are people who are skeptical about what RPA can do, while there are other organizations who have done it right. They have really hit it off the park, right? Having a well-oiled machine that runs the bot seamless.
We've certainly seen that as well, of wanting to set up that COE and getting the broader perspective and vision, but then like you said, jumping into a few bots, getting some results, seeing the ROI, and then being able to scale from there.
Yeah, so the beauty of the solutions like Automation Anywhere that brings to the table is the flexibility of scaling up and down, right? So you don't need to be scared about adopting RPA, right?
Yeah.
You can look at sunsetting the bots after a period of time, and all you need to do is to bring it down, and you are not invading any of the existing systems out there, right? If you come up with a IT transformation solution, great, go with that and sunset the bots. Until that point, keep running it and get the benefits.
Perfect, great. Well, thank you so much, Mahesh. This has been great. You always bring a lot of insight and value to the market. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me here at the Mobile World Conference this year. And it was a great experience being here.
Great, looking forward to continuing to team up.
Thank you.